Oh boy, so we got a huge look into some of the 30th anniversary for Yu-Gi-Oh! Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us. Kind of, where do you want me to start? Because I feel like it was just a year ago that we wrapped up the celebration of 25 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! And suddenly, out of nowhere, the 30th just kicks in. Now, 1996, the original copyright on your Yu-Gi-Oh cards, if you have some of the original ones, this one's not an old one because this one has the 2020 copyright on it. If you look back at a lot of the old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they say 1996 on them. Oddly enough, this is the 30-year mark crossing into Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole. The card game itself is 2029 for 30 years, and I believe the anime was, 2000, I think. You might want to double check some of your history and times on that. But we got some confirmation down here. So what do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to sit around and do for its big 30th? So a major scoop has dropped. Breaking news announced in conjunction with the 30th anniversary. Remember to check out the next issue. Multiple projects and plans are being set in motion for the 30th anniversary. Stars from various fields will be assembled together, will publish a mind-blowing Millennium item-sized project in every issue for the anniversary. Yu-Gi-Oh! Related projects and plans will massively multiply. Source, V-Jump. Now, this is interesting because the wording here, stars from various fields will be assembled. I don't want to dig too much into this, but I would love to see some collabs, man. I know like the Universes Beyond could have been like a terrible thing to bring into Yu-Gi-Oh! Sure, but I would love to see little things scooping into this. You've already done VTuber collabs and things like that. Do some collabs that would be a little bit more exciting for the community. You just did like the Hello Kitty thing, last year with the toys. I don't know why we didn't get cards with those, but that would have been a really cool thing. You've also got to remember like the Yu-Gi-Oh! IP and the trading card game. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh! IP is more than just the cards itself, but the cards are a pretty important part to it. It's just there's multiple different companies that own different parts of the trading card game. So stars from various fields will be assembled together. It would also be really, really cool if we could see some anime related stuff. It does say specifically Yu-Gi-Oh! Related projects. Everybody has been sitting here hoping for a new anime. We've had the rumor that there's going to be a new GX anime or a movie at some point at the end of GX, because it's great that we're re-airing GX right now. Honestly, I think they're choosing to re-air GX because they needed time to be bought so that they could work on something major. I wouldn't be surprised about that. You got to remember, in terms of the media, Konami bought their own animation studio. Konami is effectively working on some bigger projects in the background. I understand that like the Chronicles anime shorts have not been the most exciting for the community, but the reality of the situation here is those were small baby steps. That was great opportunities. And also you got to remember the lore and the manga that's been happening. That we do have the manga that has been going on for Alistair and Friends, which has been telling a completely different story than the lore of the cards themselves. You do kind of have two segmented different stories for these particular arcs that have been happening, which I'm not going to say leads to confusion, because that's not necessarily the case. It does set up an interesting precedence, though, kind of going forward as to, what's going to be the, are we going to add more onto the lore? I kind of think that's what happened with the Fallen and the White story with Ecclesia and that. Also, specifically the Millennium item-sized project in every issue. I find that to be pretty interesting for wording as well. I mean, like, the Millennium items were big. I mean, like, you've also got to remember, we're starting this in April. Technically, I believe calendar year for these things usually is in April. So you will be going until March next year for the 30th anniversary for this. And I guess this also does answer the question as to, you know, why we, if you're expecting a new rarity, like the 30th anniversary, I don't think we're going to see the 30th rarity unless it's going to be one special dedicated set. Because you got to remember, we just cooked up Extended Arts, which if Extended Arts are going to be the big celebration for the 30th, that's kind of crazy. I do think that the serialized cards is also a big kickoff to the 30th. They didn't tell us it was part of the 30th, but I am kind of insinuating here that was the 30th. But my interest in this is how do you top the heroes and the rivals? You know, what major thing do you have? And also, keep in mind, they did have this picture here with Kaiba and Yugi, with Kaiba and Yugi being showcased. There's also the Summon Skull kicking off the announcement, and there's also the Battle of Fate featuring Yugi's first duel. So it is going to be highly possible that they might be revisiting a very huge chunk of the first part of the game. I can't say that I'm sick of this, but, you know, going back and rehashing, like, there's only so much that we can use from the original source material over and over again to kind of pull from this. So, Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think for the 30th here, you need to really prove to the world that we can have a new anime project. You need to do something with GX as a whole, and you need to bring Jaden into the spotlight as one of the best characters. Or, you know, we need to do something. I don't know about, like, the legal loopholes with Yugi and Kaiba, but it's pretty apparent that they can still do whatever they want with Yugi and Kaiba, because they just slapped a Yugi on the front of the pack. All right, so it would be interesting. Also, you know, we have Beyond the Brave that we know literally nothing about. You're not going to know anything about Beyond the Brave for another, I would say, probably 20 days as of filming this. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. But Beyond the Brave is the next core set, which should be, I guess, technically, the second set in the 30th anniversary block, if you technically want to look at it like that. There's also, this is still 10 years of celebrating the Cubic movie, Bonds Beyond Time. I don't think a lot of people have realized. I made 2 videos talking about that so far, but there is highly likely an opportunity for Konami to dump Cubic cards into this year due to the timing of what's going on. So not only are you celebrating 30 years, you're celebrating 10 years of Bonds Beyond Time, or not Bonds Beyond Time, the other movie, the one with Cubics. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I messed that up. So what do you guys want to see for the 30th anniversary? It looks like we're going to have to wait another month to find out what Konami's got planned for this, because, you know, now we have to look at the actual print runs of V-Jump in order to see this information, which is crazy, because now we're going to be even more on edge going forward. We do need more set announcements, though, because what we have, Beyond the Brave and Revolution Booster, is it. We don't even know if we're going to get a Terminal World set this year. This also... looking at the way this is going, I have a feeling that the December luxury product is also probably going to be stupidly broken this year, because they got to celebrate 30 years of the game. So why not just cook up some of the craziest things that we can this year for this? So I hope your wallets are ready. We still don't have a confirmation on the where the TCG is going here, but 30 years, man. 30 years. It's crazy to me that I have been here for this long. You know, I'm an old fossil at this point, but I have fully lived through Yu-Gi-Oh's 30 years. And that's such a crazy thing to think about, that this has just been such a big part of my life. But make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And you guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.